Dear students, we are doing problems on Young's modulus. Let us look at a solved example. (10.3) In a human pyramid in a circus, the entire weight of the balanced group is supported by the legs of a performer who is lying on his back as shown in figure. The combined mass of all the persons performing the act and the tables, planks, etc. involved is 280 kg. So, weight of all performers is 280 kg. 280 kg. The mass of the performer lying on his back at the bottom of the pyramid is 60 kg. See, who is doing circus? So lying on back, performer lying on back, 60 kg. See, he is lying on the back, so he is not carrying his own weight. Therefore, his weight must be deducted from the total weight. So we get 220 kg. This is the you can see in the figure. Here he is lying on the back, and all the other persons, tables, and all those he is carrying the entire load on his two thighs, on two thigh bones. So he is not carrying his own weight, therefore you are deducting his weight from the total weight. Okay. Now each thigh bone of this performer has a length. See, he is carrying the load on his two thigh bones. He is having two legs and two thighs. Okay. So each thigh bone of this performer has a length. Its length is given and effective radius of the thigh bone. Radius is given. So length is 50 centimeters. That is meters. Radius 2 centimeters. Meter. It's a cross-sectional area we need. Meter square. So what is asked in this problem? Each thigh bone compressed by how much? By how much? That is, delta L is asked. Delta L stands for elongation. If the force is tensile, this stands for elongation, and if the force is compressive, this stands for compression. So in this problem, the force is compressive. He is carrying the load of the other performance and furniture, and the 220 kg mass is shared by his two thigh bones. See, first let us find the total load. Total load means weight. Weight means gravitational force, and that is equal to mg. And 220 kg into 9.8, that is 2156 newtons. Now force on each thigh bone. Force on each thigh bone is equal to 2156 divided by 2, and that is equal to 1078 newtons. Now compression delta L is asked. Let us write formula for Young's modulus. Y is equal to stress by strain, that is longitudinal stress by longitudinal strain. Longitudinal stress is F by A, longitudinal strain is delta L by L, that is F by A into L by delta L. So here compression is asked, therefore delta L is equal to FL by AY. Now let us substitute the values. F means force on each thigh bone, 1078 into length. Length of each thigh bone is 0.5 meters. Area, cross-sectional area of each thigh bone is 3.14, 0.02 whole square into Y value. Y value of the bone is given, that is 9.4 into 10 power 9. See here, previously you observed the table. Previously you observed the table. See, for bone, Young's modulus values are 2. For tensile it is 16 into 10 power 9, and for compressive it is 9 into 10 power 9. Now in our problem, his thigh bone is subjected to compression. Therefore we take this value, 9 into 10 power 9. So substituting these values, we get the answer, and that is 4.55 into 10 power minus 5 meters. Now look at additional problem 1. A steel wire of length 4.7 meter, length is given, and this is of steel wire, and cross sectional area stretches by the same amount as a copper wire of length, and cross sectional area cross sectional area 4.0, 10 power minus 5 meter square under a given load. See, both undergo both are stretched by the same amount. It means delta L is same. Delta L, delta LS delta L for steel wire as well as delta L for copper wire. Same. What is the under a given load? What is the ratio of the Young's modulus of steel to copper? So what is asked? Y of steel is to Y of C. That is asked. See, under a given load means load is also common to both. Load means force. Force on steel wire and force on copper wire also same. Now let us write the formula for Young's modulus. Y is equal to F by A divided by delta L by L. So according to the given problem, elongation and load same. Elongation and force are same. So this equation can also be written as F by delta L is equal to, take this L and A to this side, so you get Y into A by L. For both wires force, for both wires load and stretching means what? Extension. For load and extension are same, therefore the ratio also same. That is, the ratio is a constant. F by delta L is a constant for both wires. It means Ya by L also constant. So let me write, if this is a constant for steel wire, Ys As by Ls, and for copper wire, Yc Ac by Lc. Since this is a constant, I can write this is equal to this. Now Ys by Yc is asked. Take this Yc left side, and now you move the remaining to right hand side. Now you get, see here Yc is not there, Ac is there by As, and this Lc goes to numerator, Lc. Now let us substitute the values. Ac 4.0, Ks Ls 4.7, Lc 3.5. So substituting the values, we get the answer. That is equal to 1.8. That is 1.8 by 1. A copper wire of length 2.2 meters. So length Lc 2.2 meters, and a steel wire of length L. See, this side only copper, this side steel, Ls 1.6 meter. both of diameter 3 meters are connected. Both are having same diameter. DC is equal to DS is equal to 3 meters. So this is 3 millimeters. Diameter is same. Diameter means thickness. Thickness means, so its cross-sectional area are same. This suggests that they are having same thickness, means they are having same cross-sectional area. That is AC is equal to AS. Okay. Now see it is equal to A, and the formula is pi d square by 4. So 3.14 by 4 into capital D value 3 into 10 power minus 3 whole square. Okay. So next, they are connected end to end. That means from a support up to here copper wire, afterwards steel wire. This is copper, this is steel wire, and here load is applied. When stretched by a load, it means, see, load is applied here and this load is common to both. Load is common to both wires. It means the two wires are having same cross-sectional area and same load. The two wires have same cross-sectional area and under same load. Load means here force. So F and A same. Another data is net elongation is given. See, when you apply load, the elongation in copper and elongation in steel is not same. So elongation in copper plus elongation in steel, that is net elongation. And that is given, it is 0.70 mm. That is given. Then what is asked? To obtain the load applied. Load is equal to how much? Now let us write formula for Young's modulus. Y is equal to F by A divided by delta L by L, or F by A into L by delta L. Now in this problem, which are same, force and cross-sectional area are same for copper and steel wires. So let us make this. Let us write in terms of F by A. Then F by A is equal to, take this to this side, Y into delta L by L. Since load and cross-sectional area same, it means what? The ratio is a constant. It means F Y delta L by L is a constant. So YC delta LC by LC is equal to YS delta LS LS. Now delta LC divided by delta LS is equal to, take this that side, take this LC that side, LS. Now substituting the values, YS, Young's modulus for steel, from table. Actually in the examination the value will be given. Here Young's modulus for steel is 2.0 10 power 11, and Young's modulus for copper LC, length of the copper wire is given 2.2, and for steel 1.6. So by substituting you get 2.5. Now let us see this net elongation. See, from this you can write delta LC is equal to 2.5 into delta LS. Now net elongation, that is total elongation, is given here. Delta LC plus delta LS is equal to how much? 0.70 mm. So this is second equation. In the second equation, let us substitute this first one. Delta LS take common. Here 2.5, here 1.0. This becomes 3.5. mm. So here the ratio between elongations of copper wire and steel wire, you got 2.5, and in the problem total elongation is given. So let us write that here, and in this, in place of delta LC you can substitute this, then both are, say, here and here delta LS becomes common. So 2.5 plus 1, that becomes 3.5, and that is taken to this side, and so you got elongation in steel wire as 0.2 mm, and substituting this value in this, you can get elongation of copper, and that is 0.50 mm. Now elongations in steel wire and copper wire are ready. So actually in the problem, load applied is asked, and the load applied is common to steel and copper. Therefore you can use the Young's modulus formula either for steel or copper. Let us use for copper. Now since load is asked, load is made subject, and in this let us substitute the values. See, Young's modulus for copper this much, and cross sectional area here you have calculated 7.065 into 10 power minus 6, and here elongation of copper is 0.50 mm, means 0.5 into 10 power minus 3 meter. 0.5 into 10 power minus 3. LC, length of the copper wire, that is 2.2 meters. That is 2.2 meters, and substituting the values we get 1 point, substituting the values we get 1.8 into 10 power 2 newtons. Here in the additional problem 10.2, stress strain curve is given. From the curve you have to find Young's modulus and yield strength. AP 10.2. This is in page number 256 in your textbook. Young's modulus, actually Young's modulus is defined as longitudinal stress divided by longitudinal strain. Stress is taken on y-axis and strain is taken on x-axis. So automatically stress by strain gives you the slope of the line. See, here you are seeing a straight line. It means stress is directly proportional to strain, and it is obeying Hooke's law from here to here. So here its slope, see, Young's modulus is nothing but its slope, because on y-axis you have taken stress, and see mathematically how slope is defined. Slope is defined as change in y coordinates by change in x coordinates. That is, m is equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. So this is the formula for slope. So here on y-axis stress is taken, and on x-axis strain is taken. Therefore stress by strain here is nothing but its slope. So, and its slope is nothing but Young's modulus. So this is stress by strain, means slope of stress strain curve. That's all. Okay. Now if you look at the graph here, corresponding to 150 stress, the corresponding strain is 0.02. Therefore in place of stress let me write 150, and in place of strain you can write 0.002. So that you get 175 into 10 power minus 3 Newton per meter square. Now, 10 power plus 3. Here 2 by 1000 means this 1000 goes upward. Right, 75 to 10 power 3 Newton per meter square. Next, Young's modulus over. Next, this is yield stress. So, the stress corresponding to yield point. Yield point means up to which point the wire is elastic, that is called as yield point. So, here first proportionality limit, afterwards yield point. So, this yield point is roughly nearer to 300. So, sigma y is nearly equal to 300 Newton per meter square. Sigma y is equal to 300 here 300. So, 300 Newton per meter square. Next, 10.3. The stress strain graphs for materials A and B are shown. The graphs are drawn to the same scale. Which of the materials has the greater Young's modulus? See, just now we told in the stress strain curve, the straight line part represents Hooke's law, and Young's modulus is equal to stress by strain. Therefore, slope of the curve gives you Young's modulus. Now you compare left graph with right side graph. In which graph the slope is high? In the left side graph, slope is large, slope is more. Therefore, in this case, Young's modulus is greater. So, that is A. Here, A is shown here. So, first one for A, what we write? Higher the slope, greater the y value. Therefore, y is greater in figure A. Now, second one, which of the two is the stronger material? See, the strength of a material is decided by the stress corresponding to the tensile stress. Now, if you look at the two graphs, stress corresponding to tensile point is larger again in left hand side graph. Therefore, material A has greater strength. There is a question. The Young's modulus of rubber is greater than that of steel. So, Y of rubber is greater than Y of steel. Read the following two statements below carefully and state with reasons if it is true or false. See, this is a true false type question, whether it is true or false, and you have to give the reason also. Okay, now let us see. First, let me write formula for Young's modulus. Stress by strain. Stress means force by area. Strain means increase in length by original length. F by A into L by delta L. Delta L is the elongation. Now let us do one thing. For rubber and for rubber string and steel wire, for rubber string and steel wire. Let us apply same load. See here, from one we have suspended a so this is made of rubber and this is made of steel wire. Both are having same length. Apply same load. Apply same load. Let the cross sectional area for both same. A is same for both. Force same, cross sectional area same, length, initial length also same. Both are having same initial length. Now, so load is same. Here you keep some, how much, say some 100 grams, suppose 100 grams. Here also 100 grams. Same. Now, in case of rubber band, see this is a steel wire. If you put just 100 grams, the increase in length is very small. Only up to here it may be very small. But in case of rubber, see, it stretches by this much. So this much is extension will be there. So for same load, same cross sectional area and same initial length, for the same load, the extension produced is here more compared to this. 100 grams means it will not elongate. A very small mass for our steel wire. But in case of rubber, it stretches appreciably. For our rubber band, 100 grams is a large mass, and here you see appreciable stretching, appreciable extension. Okay, so when you compare two wires, in case of rubber, the extension is more, the elongation is more. So more the elongation, when you have taken YFLA same, when FLA taken same for both wires, then what happens? These are treated as constant. Then Y is inversely proportional to elongation. So more the elongation, less will be the Young's modulus. Here in case of rubber, you observe more elongation. Therefore, its Young's modulus is less. Compared to steel wire, elongation is larger for rubber. If delta is larger, Y is smaller. Therefore, Y for rubber is less than Y for steel. It means this is false, and you have given the reason also. In the problem 10.5, this is steel wire. To its end 4 kg mass is attached. Afterwards brass wire. To it 6 kg is attached. Now compute the elongations of the steel and brass wires. So first let us find elongation in steel wire. On this steel wire, this 4 kg mass will be pulling, and also the 6 kg mass also will be pulling. So 4 plus 6, 10 kg. So elongation. See, first let us write the Young's modulus. Y is equal to force by area divided by change in length by original length. That is F by A into L by delta L. So elongation is asked. Therefore, elongation is equal to FL by AY. So in this we have to substitute the values. Formula for elongation is ready. Now elongation in steel wire is equal to Fs Ls by As into Ys. Writing the values here. Here 2 wires of diameter 0.25 centimeter. It means diameter of steel and diameter of brass both are same, 0.25 centimeter. That is 0.25 into 10 power minus 2 meter. So cross sectional area becomes pi d square by 4, and that is 3.14 into 0.25 into 10 power minus 2 divide this square by 4. So we get 490 into 10 power minus 8 meter square. Afterwards Young's load is actually F is equal to mg, and on steel wire here 4 kg mass and here 6 kg mass, so total 10 kg. 4 plus 6 multiplied by 9.8, so that is 98 newtons. Next Ls value, it is given 1.5 meter, and As, that is here it is ready, common value Ys 2 into 10 power 11 Newton per meter square. So substituting these values in this, substituting the values, we get the elongation this much for steel. Next we have to calculate for brass wire. So the same formula, elongation, the formula is ready. So mass here, for now you want to find elongation in brass. So here only 6 kg mass, force on 6 kg mass will be elongating the brass wire. So mass to be taken is just 6 kg. So 6 into 9.8 into LB, its length is 1 meter, divided by cross sectional area common for both 10 power minus 8 into, and brass its value is 0.91 into 10 to the power of 11. That gives 1.3 into 10 to the power of minus 4 meters.